Hi everyone, this is Tanya Gibbs from Psycho Mom Scrapbooks and More, and today I want to share with you these flowers that I've been making. And if those have been following my YouTube videos know that that's all I've been doing lately actually is making flowers, it seems like. But this idea came from Jaded Studios, and it mimics the Prima Camelot flower, but I have a few extra steps that I add to mine, and so I wanted to share those with you just so that you could get an idea of a different way of making these same exact flowers. I like them a little more grunged up than the way that they looked. This is the larger size, and then here's a smaller size. And as I go through the tutorial, I will show you, what to leave out to make the smaller size. Or it should become apparent, actually. I've already cut out my flowers, and what you need, just to speed up the process, but what you need is a 5 to 6 petal flower, and whatever color you desire. Now I took mine and I misted mine with some mist, and the mist that I used is called Shimmering Mist. It's my new product that I just got not too long ago, and I'm really liking it. And the color is Guatemalan Green, and it's kind of a tealy blue color. And then to kind of dilute it just a little bit, because it's a very pungent color, as you can see here, it's really blue. I diluted a little bit into a container with some water in it. The die cut that I use today is the Tim Holtz Alterations Tattered Florals. You could use any kind of die cut that you can find, as long as it has 5 to 6 petals. Now, if you happen to choose like one of the Cricut die cuts and it's just got a flat edge around the petals, then you're going to follow the step that we use to make this the third flower. You're going to follow that step for cutting it down, and I'll remind you as we get there. So what I've cut out is, I have on the Tattered Rose I used the large flower. I cut out 3 of those, and I cut out 2 of the small flower and 2 of the small flower and 3 of the medium flower, and then 3 of the large flower, excuse me. Okay, so it's 3 large, 3 medium, and 2 small. And then I went ahead and glimmer misted them. They have to be a little bit wet to do this technique. So that's why I went ahead and did the misting on them, the shimmering mist on them. While they're still wet, but not completely wet, but damp. You want to take them after you've shimmered them, and you want to roll them up into a tight little ball, just like this. And you want to let them dry, and at least, you can use your heat gun to speed up the process a little bit, but you want them to be a little bit crunchy when you open them up, but you still want them to be damp. I don't know how to describe that, but you don't want them too wet, because the leaves will break as you start to twist and turn on them. So this is actually a step that is not included in Jade's video, but I like it because if you look, it already has that kind of worn, tattered look to it because of the crinkling of the paper. And then what you want to do is, on on all of the petals except for one of the large ones, just pull out one of the large ones. Then you want to fold it in half, and you want to cut it down a little bit so that it's just a hair smaller than the one before it. So all I've done is I've taken my scissors and I've kind of cut in at a jagged rate, and I cut about a 1/16 to an 1/8 of an inch off, and just kept tattering it up all the way around. Now, this process right here, if you use the solid petal from like one of the Cricut cartridges, you could also do the same thing to get at this tattered jagged edge here. You just want to cut enough of it off so that it's a little bit smaller than the 2 large ones that you have left over. And then once you've done that, you're going to take your tweezers and you're going to come in and you're going to follow this step on every single flower that you cut out. You're going to take this and you're going to twist it and pinch it. And you're going to do that all the way around. You're going to put the tweezers on, and these are the cutter bee tweezers. I love them. And pinch and pull. Whichever way you turn, you can turn clockwise or counterclockwise. Just make sure you do it consistently on all of them the same way. And you're going to follow this, and some of them are going to ravel out. This is why you want it a little bit wet, damp, but not completely dry. and not saturated, because this process right here will rip your flower if it's completely saturated. Now, if you happen to tear it just a hair, it doesn't matter. It's not going to make a big deal. So this is what you end up with. And I have done this process on my large flower, my other large flower, my what I'm calling the middle flower, my two small medium-sized flowers, and I've also done, or 3 medium-sized flowers, and I've also done it on my 2 small flowers. Now that looks like a lot in there, and it probably is more than it's needed. But now, if you want to make the small flower, this small flower, you're just not going to do the big ones. You're only going to cut the small and the medium. So anyway, this is what I have now. I'm going to take, I have some Eileen's glue here that I put into a baby food jar and a little toothpick. And I do this to keep it from drying out, and it's a good way to store it. And I'm going to saturate the center of the large flower with this glue. And I want a lot of glue because I don't want these things coming apart on me later down the road. And you're going to offset the petals when you lay the next large flower down. And then I'm kind of opening them up just a hair. I don't want them completely open. I want that ruffled look. But I'm just kind of twisting them back around just a little bit. And you want to make sure your flowers are good and dry at this point. If you've got to hit them with the heat gun, then go ahead and do that. But you want them good and dry. So now I have 2 flowers sandwiched together. Then I'm going to take the one that I cut down and put more glue on the bottom and place it in the center. Remember to offset it from the one below it. Now, at this point, you could probably stop here and put a nice little decorative button or brad or something in here, and that would still make a really nice flower. But I like mine to be a little fluffier than this. Now, this would probably be a really great dimensional size for a scrapbook that was going inside, a scrapbook page that was going inside of a page protector or something, because you don't want those too bulky. But I put mine on canvases and other projects, so I'm going to make mine a little bit thicker. So we're going to go to the next level down and place it offset into the center. Same thing with the next one. Offset it from the one below it. One more. Offset it from the one below it. Press it down really good so that it goes down. I think I didn't get that quite offset enough. They start getting really bulky over time, but that's okay. Then you're going to take the next one, is the small one, and you're going to put a little bit of glue on it and do the same thing. So we're just going to continue to layer these until they're all together. Then on your very last one, I have picked out a button that's a pearl button, and I'm going to put glue onto the back side of it and place it with the little one. And I really want that glue to come up around the edges of that button, because I want those leaves to come up and adhere to the side of that button. And it's going to take it a second to dry, but this Eileen's glue, if you feel like it's making a mess, it's okay, because it does dry clear. And if the button has a shank on the back of it, so far I've been able to keep the shanks and it hasn't been a problem, but it looks like this one might be a little bit too deep, so I may have to cut it off. But you're going to just take and put a little bit of glue on the back and then stick it in the center. Now, at this point, you could call this flower done, but I don't, because I like it to be sparkly, sparkly. So what I've done is I've taken a product that I have that is very similar to the stickles, but this just happened to be, it's called Sparkle 21, and it's in the t-shirt aisle, but I just happen to have, it's in this color, and this is the color of my flowers, and the glitter on this is super sparkly. So I'm going to take it, I took the applicator tip off because I don't want it globbed up all over my flower. I want more control than that. And I'm going to take a toothpick, dip it into that, and then I'm just going to very lightly touch the edges. I just want a hint of sparkle. I don't want a globbed up pile of mess. I'm just running it across all of the leaves. And then once it dries, you may have to go back and do it again just because there are certain places that you may not have gotten. But anyway, I'm not going to finish this because my video is running short and I don't want it to cut out on me. But you go all the way around, and then once you're done and it dries, set it aside to dry, this is what you get. And then you just want to take these and fluff them back out once they're dry. Get them to the shape that you want. You can even put it from the palm of your hand and press the center in to make it up more, or a little flower-like. And there you go. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.